This is about sound qualities as taken from the Guild of American Luthiers sound sampling a few years back. Irvin Samoji is credited with the definitions. We're trying to define our sound and give you more detailed concepts of what to look for when you're listening to sound and when you're playing your guitar. The first thing would be intonation. Intonation that we use for the most part is a buzzfetin, which takes certain notes and flats them and other notes and sharps them, and you end up with a very piano-like quality to your sound, which will give you a nice blend, and the strings start to support each other harmonically. It strengthens the weaker tones, and it tunes down the stronger tones so that the guitar is more evenly balanced, as opposed to standard intonation, which takes the harmonic and the 12th fret note and makes them sound the same. These are ever so slightly different by a couple of cents here and there. So as you play up the neck, this is in tune with itself. The nice thing about this system is it gets rid of the B and the G problems of tuning, so these all sound really good together. The minors and the majors and the augmented. So that would be our intonation. If you prefer standard intonation, we can do that for you. Projection is the other thing, which is the ability of the guitar to throw sound out to the back of the room, and we build for that. The other thing would be loudness. And a lot of builders, a lot of guitars are built with good loudness. Big guitars are made to be loud. Little guitars can be very loud, and people tend to be surprised when they're loud. But loudness in and of itself is just the volume of the instrument, and an indicator of the efficiency of the guitar to turn string energy into decibel or sound waves. We take apart loudness and make evenness, which is all the notes have a nice even volume. The dynamic range is about if things sound good quiet, or loud, or in the middle. Do they sound the same all over the fingerboard? So the quality of the string and the location and the length of the string all makes for different dynamics to the actual sound of that one note played in different spots. Also, dynamics is about the response to different picks. And strokes. So a stroke like that, or a voicing is related to dynamics, and you get rise and peaks, decays of notes controlled by the player. The ability to have a nice sharp staccato, or blended round and smooth sounds. Oh, this would be a good one. Sustain is the ability of a note to last and the guitar to give you the energy of that note. It takes a lot of string energy just to make the wood move, and once you get it in motion, you want it to stay in motion. A guitar that has good sustain, you can actually play a nice bass note and then play some notes up top. Coloration is kind of a mix of the overtone content that you can get. Which comes out with sustain. And then clarity is the listener's ability to pick out defined notes within a guitar chord or a series of notes. So they're very articulated and each note is nice and distinct, as opposed to being blended together, which if you switch to a larger guitar, this being a dreadnought size, has a bigger body and there's more tendency for the blending of the chords to take place. Maintaining an evenness and a balance across the notes and a good sustain. Articulation is a quality of clarity. The flow and connectedness when a note is played on different strings, which is what we did earlier. The player's ability to get sharp, defined notes or fluid round notes. Separation is the ability to make chordal music where each note is heard distinctly It is also about the difference between the bass and the trebles. And generally with a smaller body guitar, this little DVK model, you have a lot more clarity to the notes. Still get good sustain and good overtones going on. And a strong bass with a good treble. D's, A's, and E's. And their characteristics, that would be the voicing or their dynamic range. So the most recent thing that we've done here is created a sound wedge, which is narrower on the treble side and thicker on the bass side to accommodate the smaller, tighter treble sound waves and the bigger, wider bass sound waves. And this is in order to get more separation between the bass and the treble, adding more clarity to the separation. And those are a wrap-up of the sound qualities that you might be looking for in your next timeless instrument.